Hey everybody, time for another comic review from me, Craig from the Electric Church Podcast. Alright, before we review the actual comics, I want to say first of all, East of West number 45 just wrapped. Alright, that is the last issue of this ongoing series, which is wonderful. I'm not going to review this comic because I haven't been keeping up to date with the story, so I'm not actually, I haven't read issue 44 yet, basically, is what I'm saying yet. So, if you haven't given this series a try, the series just wrapped. You can check it out online, of course. You can find omnibus of it. I think they've got Apocalypse Year 1 and Year 2 are both released, and of course they've got trade paperbacks of like 4 to 6 issues. So that is an amazing series from Image that's just wrapping up. That's probably the best comic I've read since Preacher in the 90s. I'd be highly surprised if that doesn't turn into an ongoing series or something at some point. That was some really great stuff. So check out East of West if you haven't already. Doomsday Clock number 12 finally came out. This series has been it's been almost 2 years, I want to say, that this, maybe a little over 2 years for these 12 issues to come out. But again, I haven't been keeping up with the entire series, so I'm not going to review this actual issue today. Just letting you know that this series has wrapped, and if you haven't checked it out before, you probably should check it out at this point. Alright, now let's get to the comics that I actually have read. Alright, we're going to start off with Star number 1 from Marvel. Alright, this is a new character that was introduced to us in Captain Marvel number 8, the newest ongoing series of Captain Marvel. So basically, a quick rundown. She's got a reality stone in her chest giving her powers, which she can't really control nor understand. This also has made her a target. So she is sort of struggling with her identity. Is she a good guy? Is she a bad guy? Why does she exist? This number 1 issue did some great work laying down sort of her background of her story. And giving us sort of some groundwork as to where the story can go from here. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I just kind of picked this up for its collectability, but they did a great job introducing this this new series. I didn't know anything about this character, and yet I was able to pick up and follow the story, and even enjoyed it. It had some good art. Jessica Jones and Loki appear in it, so there's already some star power to the comic. So anyways, if you like Marvel, if you like superheroes, if you like female superheroes, we're not even sure if she's going to be a superhero yet. Maybe she'll end up being a villain. But anyway, Star number 1 on comic book shelves right now, January 2020. Marvel's X. Didn't think too much of this one, to be honest with you. I picked it up because it was a number 1. It's a prequel to the Earth X trilogy, which I'm not familiar with whatsoever, but apparently it's a future in which there's some mysterious disease which gave a bunch of people superpowers. So it felt very old hat. Like I've said this before, I've read a lot of comics in the last year about a mysterious disease killing a bunch of people. So I wasn't really impressed with the story. I wasn't really impressed with the artwork. If you're a fan of the Earth X story from Marvel, you might want to check out Marvel's X. But otherwise, you could probably skip this one. All right. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth. This is from DC Comics Black Label. I really enjoyed this story. This was a lot of fun. We get introduced to sort of a new storyline, a new alternate reality of the future where most of Earth has been destroyed by, as far as we can tell, nuclear bombs. And there's not a lot of people left. So we get introduced to Dead Earth Diana, or Wasteland Wonder Woman, whatever you want to call her. She pieces her uniform together off some stuff that she's able to find at a destroyed Wayne Manor, including a Batman utility belt. So this has some great potential. I really, really enjoyed this book. The artwork is a little so-so for an $8 comic. And I'm not a fan of the giant size. As you can see here, there's a regular comic book. It's not only wider, but also taller. I guess Golden Age size or something. They still have bags and boards that fit it at my local comic shop. But that's my biggest complaint about it, is actually the size and the $8 price tag on it. If you're going to charge $8 for a comic, can you give us more pages instead of bigger pages? And can the artwork on those pages be just a little bit better? I enjoyed the story. I might even follow this little mini series. It was enjoyable for sure. Like I said, I liked the introduction of the character. It was just kind of the price tag and the lackluster art that I had an issue with. But if you like Wonder Woman and you like comics about alternate realities of some people like to get off into the they want to stay in canon. Some people like the offshoots and the side stories. I'm kind of a fan of the fact that we can kind of do whatever we want in comic books, and hey, it's just in a different universe. There's an endless number of them. So if you kind of dig that, check out Wonder Woman Dead Earth #1 from DC Black Label. I believe that came out just before Christmas. So you might want to get out there sooner rather than later if you're a first print kind of guy and you haven't seen that one out there yet. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Electric Church Minicast comic review.